Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to our Bhagavatam Stutis series. Today we're going to begin with a couple of verses offered by Sri Uttara, a very short prayer to Lord Krishna. So the context of this two shlokas is as follows. So in the 7th chapter where we were looking at the Arjuna Stuti, the Pandavas' sons have been killed, and Arjuna vows to take revenge to satisfy Draupadi by bringing the perpetrator to her. And so they do. So Arjuna captures Ashwatthama. Before that, the Brahmastra is released by Ashwatthama while he's in the midst of running away from Arjuna. So Arjuna requests Krishna to identify what is this and what should I do. So the Lord tells him what he should do, that he should counteract this Brahmastra with one of his own, because Arjuna also knows the science of releasing a mantra to invoke this nuclear weapon. But somehow or the other, by the Lord's grace, Ashwatthama is still saved. How so? Because when Ashwatthama is brought to Draupadi's presence, she feels immensely sad that this is her guru's son, their guru's son. And she says he's a Brahmana, and a Brahmana should not be tied up like this, and therefore he should be released. Of course, Krishna and Bhima want Ashwatthama to be killed, whereas all the other brothers, including Yudhishthira, feel that he should be released. So some kind of adjustment is made, you could say, because Krishna says on the one hand that a friend of a Brahmana is not to be killed, which means Ashwatthama is not really a Brahmana, he's a Dvijabandhu. But at the same time, if he is an aggressor, he must be killed. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, all of this are already there in the scriptures. You know all of this, so you should act accordingly. Not only should you fulfill your promise to your wife, but you should also act for the satisfaction of Bhima and me. Bhima and Krishna wanted Ashwatthama to be put to death. Draupadi wanted him to be released. However, there was a deeper meaning behind what the Lord said. So it is said that Arjuna understood what it is that the Lord really wanted. So simply Arjuna takes some hair off Ashwatthama's head and removes one of the jewels from Ashwatthama's head. And in this way, he is deprived of his jewels. It says that the minute Arjuna shaved his head and removed the jewel from his head, Ashwatthama lost all of his luster and his strength. And therefore, he was unbound and released from the camp. So now, Krishna is preparing to go back home to Dwaraka. And he's ready. He is boarded his chariot. So if Krishna decides the time has come to leave for Dwaraka, then who can stop him? Because the Lord has decided to go. Who can stop him? Only a pure devotee can stop him. So in the next set of series, we will see how the Lord has made up his mind. The time has come for me to go to Dwaraka. But Uttara cries out for help, and therefore the Lord stops. And the Lord is ready to go again, and Kunti cries out for help, and the Lord stops. After Kunti is done, Yudhishthira is feeling so much despondency, and the Lord stops. So you can see that the Lord will only change his plans. His plan was to go to Dwaraka. But the Lord only changes his plans for his devotees. So only a devotee can stop the Lord from what he was planning to do. It is said that it was his desire to go back to Dwaraka. So who can stop the Lord's desire? Only a devotee's desire to hold the Lord back So you can understand that Uttara is a pure devotee of the Lord. Kunti Maharani is a pure devotee of the Lord. Yudhishthira is a pure devotee of the Lord. So 3 times the Lord has to delay his visit over or really, getting ready to leave for Dwarka. So Ashwatthama has been released and the Lord is sitting on his chariot, ready to leave. And here comes Uttara's prayer. So we'll recite this. This is in chapter 8 of canto 1 of shloka number 9. Uttara uvacha.
Uttara uvacha.
Pahi pahi mahayogin.
Pahi pahi mahayogin.
Deva deva jagatpate.
Deva deva jagatpate.
Nanyam tvad abhayam pashye.
Nanyam tvad abhayam pashye.
Yatra mrityuh parasparam.
Yatra mrityuh parasparam.
Word for word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Uttara uvacha.
Uttara uvacha.
Uttara said,
Uttara said,
Pahi pahi.
Pahi pahi.
Protect, protect.
Protect, protect.
Mahayogin.
Mahayogin.
The greatest mystic.
The greatest mystic.
Deva deva.
Deva deva.
The worshipable of the worshipped.
The worshipable of the worshipped.
Jagatpate.
Jagatpate.
O Lord of the universe.
O Lord of the universe.
Na.
Na.
Not.
Not.
Anyam.
Anyam.
Anyone else.
Anyone else.
Tvat.
Tvat.
Than you.
Than you.
Abhayam.
Abhayam.
Fearlessness.
Fearlessness.
Pashye.
Pashye.
Do I see?
Do I see?
Yatra.
Yatra.
Where there is.
Where there is.
Mrityuhu.
Mrityuho.
Death.
Death.
Parasparam.
Parasparam.
In the world of duality.
In the world of duality.
Translation. Uttara said.
Uttara said,
O Lord of Lords.
O Lord of Lords.
Lord of the universe.
Lord of the universe.
You are the greatest of mystics.
You are the greatest of mystics.
Please protect me.
Please protect me.
Protect me.
Protect me.
For there is no one else.
For there is no one else.
Who can save me.
Who can save me.
From the clutches of death.
From the clutches of death.
In this world of duality.
In this world of duality.
So we will read the purport that Prabhupada writes. Here Uttara is crying out to the Lord. She has not wasted any time. She is directly approaching the Lord and begging for his protection. Prabhupada writes in the purport, this material world is a world of duality in contrast with the oneness of the absolute realm. The world of duality is composed of matter and spirit, whereas the absolute world is the complete spirit without any tinge of the material qualities. In the dual world, everyone is falsely trying to become the master of the world, whereas in the absolute world, the Lord is the absolute Lord, and all others are his absolute servitors. In the world of duality, everyone is envious of all others, and death is inevitable due to the dual existence of matter and spirit. The Lord is the only shelter of fearlessness for the surrendered soul. One cannot save himself from the cruel hands of death in the material world without having surrendered himself at the lotus feet of the Lord. Once, when Srila Prabhupada was in UK, His Holiness Sachidananda Swami Maharaj, at that time, he was a young man. He was wanting to attend Prabhupada's class. He was very attracted to what Prabhupada was speaking. So he had traveled from Germany to London to hear Prabhupada's class. And in that class, Maharaj, at that time he was not Maharaj, Maharaj asked a question of Prabhupada. But Prabhupada, why has Krishna created Maya? Why are we suffering so much? And Prabhupada gave a thundering response. He said, Krishna has not created Maya. You have created Maya. So what did Prabhupada mean by that? That we have created Maya. Krishna has not created Maya. We don't have the capacity to create Maya. We don't have the intelligence to create Maya. So what did Srila Prabhupada mean when he said, we have created Maya? Krishna did not create Maya for us. So the way we understand Prabhupada's response is that I'm talking about this because Prabhupada is talking about duality in this particular purport. That we experience happiness and sadness. Whereas in the spiritual world, everything is just absolute. There is no duality in the spiritual, which is very hard for us to comprehend. So what did Prabhupada mean? It is our desire to forget Krishna that caused for us to experience Maya. In the sense, Krishna has not willingly created Maya to torture us. It is because we have forgotten Krishna, we have to experience Maya. And actually, that is also a benediction of Krishna, Prabhupada explains, because if we do not experience this duality, we will want to live here forever. It is because we experience this duality, we try to make an attempt to find a solution. Of course, most of us are caught up with temporary solutions, but the only eternal permanent solution is for us to go back to Krishna. So for example, Prabhupada has also used this as an example. You know, if a child wants to play in the kitchen and the child insists to the mother, you know, I also want to cook, I also want to cut vegetables, I also want to do this, then the mother will very quickly give a set of toys that the child can play with or be absorbed in for some time, imagining that they're cutting, they're cooking, you know, that they are being the boss in the house, so to speak, because they have that independence to enjoy themselves separately. So at what point would the child actually give up playing with those toys? When they want their mother, when they are hungry. Yeah. So similarly, even the Jivatma is caught up in this duality for a brief moment in terms of the context of time in the material universe. Our life is just like a literally, it's like a flash. For us, it seems like we're living a long life. That's just the illusory potency of the Lord. But in the context of time, if you look at Lord Vishnu's one inhalation and one exhalation, Brahma's whole lifetime has passed with just Vishnu's one breath. So if whole of Brahma's lifetime have passed, what about us? We're like tiny little ants in the context of this universe. So it's only when we want to go back to the Lord and we develop that desire that we want to be with Krishna, only then can we actually surrender to the Lord. So here Prabhupada is writing a very nice thing. The Lord is the only shelter of fearlessness for the surrendered soul. So if you have fear, and all of us have fear, there's no doubt about it. Something or the other holds us back from surrendering to Krishna. And that is the fear of losing our independence, the fear of enjoying separate from Krishna, the fear of losing things that you think belong to you. Actually, everyone and everything belongs to Krishna, but somehow or the other, we are caught up in this illusion. So that's why Prabhupada said, when he was asked by a reporter in New York, what do you people have to give up? And Prabhupada said, you have to give up suffering to go back to Krishna. So we have to make up our minds. Do we want to give up suffering so we can go back to Krishna? But we are so hell-bent on staying in this place where we want to suffer. because we get a little bit of enjoyment, so we are willing to tolerate all kinds of other suffering for that little bit of enjoyment. Similarly, the child only wants to give up his or her toys when they want their mother. So that desire has to be there. So Prabhupada is writing here that one cannot save himself from the cruel hands of death in the material world without having surrendered himself at the lotus feet of the Lord. What is the distinction between Uttaras crying out for Krishna versus Draupadi trying to save herself first, or trying to appeal to the higher authorities in the palace to protect her? So Uttara went directly to Krishna for help. She said, and how is she glorifying the Lord? She's saying, O Lord of Lords, Lord of the universe, you are the greatest of mystics. Please protect me, please protect me. Because no one else can save me from the clutches of death in this world of duality. But the next shloka is even more astonishing. The 10th shloka. What is Uttara's mood as she continues to speak to the Lord? So that is the essence of today's shloka, where Uttara does not hesitate to call out to the Lord and stop the Lord in his tracks. So he cannot move towards Dwaraka yet. So he has to protect his devotee. And therefore, we'll look at what Uttara is asking of the Lord in the 10th shloka tomorrow.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.